How can you earn more money, work less hours, follow your true passion, and still be able to travel the world at the same time? By becoming a remote book publisher. This video is for teachers who are burnt out, who are working too many hours, not making nearly enough money, who hate what they're doing right now. This is for teachers who want to take their skills, experience, and education as a teacher and continue to use them, but in a way that's meaningful, in a way that really makes a difference in this world. My name is Sarah Tyler, and I run Nomad Publishing. 2 years ago, I was a burnout teacher. I was teaching over 50 classes online each week to groups of teenagers. I had 200 to 300 students a week, and I was drowning in assessments and feedback and paperwork. And I hated it. So I quit. I founded Nomad Publishing, and 18 months later, I have published 3 multi-author books, all best-selling books. My 4th multi-author book, World Schoolers, is publishing in just a few days on December 9th. And my 5th multi-author book, Digital Nomad Moms, is already in progress. I've helped over 50 aspiring authors become bestsellers. And I have clients that are already working on their 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and one is working on her 5th book with me. The client working on her 5th book is an adult who was diagnosed with ADHD. She never thought that she'd be able to write a book, and now she's hooked on it. My quality of life has improved 1,000% since leaving teaching. I actually see my family now. I'm not cooped up in an office all the time, and I'm not freaking out. Do I have enough upload and download speed to do Zoom calls when I'm traveling? So I want to help others who were in the same situation as me. Today, I'm going to explain what a remote book publisher actually is, who pays for your services and why teachers are really an ideal fit for this career, what the financial benefits are of running a remote company while traveling the world, and how you can get started today for free without spending any money. Let's start with what a remote book publisher does. So I am helping aspiring authors write and publish their books virtually. This includes ebooks, but it's not limited to ebooks. I also publish paperbacks, hardcovers, and some remote publishers do audiobooks as well. The way it works is each author, as you can see here, each author writes one chapter that's 3,000 to 4,000 words, telling their personal story about the book topic. It's followed by their biography, their headshot, and any links or social media that they want people to go to. We want people to find our authors and be able to connect with them. Each author pays to join the book. So they're investing at least $1,000 each to join the book. That money's pulled together, and that's how we pay for cover design, editors, formatters. I do paid book promotions, marketing, and my services for arranging everything. Why is this even a service that people are buying? Because 90% of successful adults feel that they have a book inside of them. And coincidentally, 90% of successful adults doubt their own writing skills. It's actually been proven that the more intelligent and capable a person is, the more self-doubt that person has. So this is really filling that gap. Now, who pays for these services? Why do they pay for these services? I really work with 2 types of clients. The first client is the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is investing in this because they know that they're going to get authority and credibility in their field. They're going to get exposure. They could spend $1,000 on Facebook ads and they would not get nearly as much exposure as being in a multi-author book. And it wouldn't be meaningful exposure. It'd be like a 1-second, scroll and like. So that's why they do it. They want to reach their ideal clients. They want to sell their courses, consulting, services, launching companies, fundraising. But they're too busy. They're way too busy to invest the time needed for them to do it on their own. So they are happy to pay for a done-for-you service. My authors will spend less than 5 hours total on writing and editing their chapters. Everything else is taken care of. The second type of author that I work with is the aspiring author who's always dreamed of writing a book, but just doesn't know how to begin. So they really want writing support and guidance. We sit down and we outline their chapter. It's not hard. It's like a third grade story outline. And it's the most valuable thing in the world to these types of authors. Many are using multi-author books as a stepping stone to writing their own solo book. And because I used to be a teacher, I tend to get a lot of authors who have obstacles that they see. For example, ADHD, dyslexia, non-native English speakers, that they don't feel they can write a book. And because I have experience working with students with these same conditions, they're not obstacles for me. I'm very comfortable helping them. And I see a lot of confidence that they get out of it when they achieve it. So those are the two different types of people. Now, why are teachers an ideal fit for this career? From the beginning, teachers are experienced writers. We are so used to going to school. We know how to write essays and papers. And this is really all about outlining a story, making sure that the author is the hero. There's an inciting incident, some type of struggle. You have your rising events, your climax, falling action, and a lesson to take away. That's how I have them outline their chapters. It makes sure that the reader gets hooked and gets invested into their stories. We're writing good books that we want people to buy and read. Teachers are also amazing and used to giving editing and feedback. Now, we are used to being in a classroom. We're used to managing groups, and this is what multi-author book projects are about. So we're excellent at giving instructions. We are very, very good at organization. And a lot of us have experience with handling individual needs within the group and adapting the way we work individually, still in the group setting. In addition, most of what this multi-author book project requires is planning. I'm really doing the same actions, as you'll see later on with my checklist. I'm doing the same actions. It's just with a different group, a different topic. But things like time management, deadlines, calendars are really vital to this type of work. And again, each group you're going to have is different. So really adapting the experience to the energy that each group is going to bring. Now let's talk about the money. There are many financial benefits to running an online publishing business. 0 startup costs. I don't have overhead, don't run an office, don't even have a website. No marketing expenses. You can start by using your existing social media pages today. Let me give you a personal example. My first client, it took me 3 weeks to get my first client when I started Nomad Publishing. She was a Harvard graduate, an actual world-renowned violinist, and she was the CEO of an international nonprofit. So 3 weeks into my business, I had my first client, paid in full, and it started to snowball after that. I hadn't invested even 1 penny. This type of business is recession proof. I know a lot of people right now, are freaking out about the recession. They're trying to save money. We're not working with people who are broke. We're working with people who are business people. We're working with people who are probably already investing money in a coaching program, in Facebook ads, in networking groups, and they're not seeing results. We're working with entrepreneurs who have money in the bank. And when you work with that type of client, You don't have problems with, oh, I don't have the money. I'm sorry, it's too expensive. These are people that see the opportunity you're putting in front of them, and they are very happy to pay to save themselves 80 to 120 hours of work and frustration doing it themselves. Additionally, one of the biggest benefits that I see is we live in Mexico. Our home base is Mexico, and I'm from the United States. So I'm earning dollars, but I'm living in pesos. So we live below our means. We have a much lower cost of living than we would in the United States. And we're able to do things like buy and renovate a house, buy our car in cash. We have money in the bank saved for an emergency. And we travel all the time, which is the most important for me. Finally, and you do have to check, I'm not a tax advisor, I'm not an accountant, but I know for my situation, US residents that live abroad, the first $108,000 that you make each year is not taxable. For Mexico, Mexico does not tax money that comes from any other country except Mexico. So if you're earning, most of my clients are from the US or English-speaking countries. I'm not getting clients from Mexico. Mexico doesn't tax that money. You should definitely find out about your own situation. But for me, that's a 30 to 40% bump in the money that I'm making because I'm not giving it to the US government. Finally, how can you get started today? So if you've decided that you're interested in this, if this is for you, I'm going to give you a free checklist. The checklist is going to take you from the most basic, naming your company, all the way through getting your first clients, publishing your first book, and even how to retain clients from your first book and start your second book so that you can make more money. Then I'm also giving you a detailed guide, and the guide is going to walk you through step by step through starting your company to getting paying clients. I'm including templates of exactly what I use, my contracts, my book packages, and examples of closing people right in the DMs. I do not do sales calls, so I'm showing you how to do sales right there in Facebook Messenger or whatever social media you want to use. If you decide that you want more help, we can work together. I have a 6-month program that just personally takes you through that entire checklist with my one-on-one help. So thank you so much for listening to my video. I hope that you got a lot of information out of it. I hope that some of you decide to look for a better option if you're unhappy in teaching. And if you have any questions, please do reach out to me. I'm going to be leaving a Google form if you want me to contact you with more information.